system and realized my baseball career wasn't going anywhere, so I joined the Navy, and that was it.
But at least you had a good year, though, right? You had that one fun year? Was it a pretty good time in the Braves organization?
Yeah, it was fun. I was there, I'm old now, but I was there the year before they made Bull Durham. So I was in Durham, and it was pretty much like the movie. It was real close.
That's
awesome. I moved here from Durham, and the new Bull Stadium is a lot better than that old Bull Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
I played in high school stadiums that were nicer than that.
All right, Tony, anything else for us?
No, that's it. You guys have a great day, and go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Thank you for the call, Tony.
Sheesh.
All right, guys, Tony on the line with us. You can call the show. You can text the show 850-215-6290. Chef Ross, any oddities for us on the day?
No, the one I was going to read, I realized you did the other day about the zoo wanting to donate your small pets.
Oh, so nice of them, though, to want to eat my little cute puppy.
Yeah, we are collecting pets for the live feeding at the zoo.
We're collecting pets for the food drive.
Yeah.
We're not collecting food for the pets. The pets are the food. That one's, man, that one's just one of those. It's like, really? You guys said that out loud? Wow. Okay. Not only said it out loud, but put it in multiple papers. All right. Here's a great one for you coming from Los Angeles County. 4 Los Angeles County residents charged with insurance fraud and defrauding an insurer for allegedly staging fake bear attacks on their vehicles and collecting insurance payouts appeared in court on Monday for a preliminary hearing. Out on bail, the 4 defendants waived their right to a speedy hearing. Their alleged scheme, referred to as Operation Bear Claw, resulted in insurance companies Bristol West, Progressive, and State Farm paying out more than $300,000 in reimbursements. Ruben Tamzayan, Arat Charkinkin, and Va Merkandian, those are some names that I am having a hard time with, and Alfliek Zuckerman were arrested in November 2024 after investigators with the California Department of Insurance found their claims to be fraudulent. They claimed that a bear damaged a 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost, a 2015 Mercedes G63 AMG, and a 2022 Mercedes E350 on January 28, 2024 in Lake Arrowhead. They sent in video to support their insurance claims, but upon further scrutiny of the video, the investigators determined that the bear was actually a person in a bear costume, the CDI said. The investigators even went to the lengths of asking a biologist from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife to review the video of the bear attack, who said it was clearly a human in a bear suit. The bear costume was recovered at one of the suspects' homes and by detectives assisting in the investigation. Photos provided by insurance investigators showed surface-level scratch marks on the seats and door panels of the cars. It was later determined that the scratches were made by metal cooking tools, meat claws, which were also recovered from the suspect's home. All 4 defendants are facing 3 counts each of insurance fraud and defrauding an insurer. They are expected to pay back and be in court on October 16th.
Operation Bear Claw sounds like me going to Krispy Kreme.
I need them bear claws. If you do not give me them bear claws, I will scratch up your car.
I'm going to do the same thing except with sharks.
You're gonna have a shark walking into your Mercedes-Benz?
I'll make a video of a shark attacking my old van, send that in, see what happens. Yeah.
They may fix your air conditioning. Good idea.
Yeah. I'm in Panama City Beach. It could happen, people.
Look, guys, you can totally see the shark teeth around the engine. It was a shark. I live near the ocean. It just hopped out, hopped back in. Here's the video.
What was that SNL skit where whenever they answered the door, it was a shark? You remember? That was from the original cast. It was a long time ago.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I need to go find that one.
Who is it? Oh, it's nobody. Don't worry. Come open the door. Oh, it's the shark. I got you.
No, I can see get out the left shark costume from the halftime show, then walk up and bite on the hood.
Attack of the Land Sharks.
Yeah, open up the hood. Get in there and just start chumping on the inside. Be like, man, he cut the cord to the air conditioners. You got to fix my AC.
I could put some fish in the car to kind of. He smelled the fish.
Look, he left a little bit of his lunch there. Look,
he evolved.
All right, I got one more for us. A man who lit a cigarette from a memorial flame at a major Paris war monument was arrested on Tuesday. The Interior Minister said, calling his actions indecent and pathetic.
That says Florida man all day.
The man who desecrated the tomb of the unknown soldier by lighting a cigarette of the memorial flame was arrested in Paris for violating a burial site, tomb, urn, or monument erected in memory of the dead. He was taken into custody and admitted to the facts. Interior Minister Bruno Ratou wrote on X. The video of a man stooping and lighting up from the tomb of the unknown soldiers under the Arc de Triomphe before the walking calmly away watched by tourists caused indignation when it was widely shared on social media. The alleged infraction took place on Monday evening and the man was arrested on Tuesday afternoon, police told AFP. You cannot ridicule French remembrance and get away with it, Patricia Mirals, Minister of the Veterans Remembrance, wrote on X. The tomb under the giant arc at the top of the iconic Champs-Élysées Avenue contains the remains of the soldiers killed in the First World War, laid there as a tribute to France's dead. This flame does not light a cigarette. It burns for the sacrifice of millions of soldiers, said Marles. This is an insult to our dead, to our history, and to our nation. La Fiergo newspaper reported that it was filmed by a Latvian tourist on the evening of August 4th and first posted to TikTok. The tourist told Fiergo that the man did not appear drunk and seemed to be well aware of what he was doing.
So let me get this straight. The guy lit a cigar off of a ceremonial flame and people are upset about that.
That is correct.
Sacre bleu!
He lit his Marlboros from the tomb of the unknown. Oui, oui. Yes. So, bad idea. Yeah, bad, horrible idea. Yeah. I can see why he is getting some punishment.
It doesn't bother me that much.
But it's one of those things.
Why don't they have that roped off where you can't get that close to said tomb and flame?
I don't know. Maybe so you can get really close for a picture?
The Tomb of the Unknown in D.C., you can't get right on the tomb. You got armed guards.
I mean, you got to get past the armed guards, but you can.
Yeah, he probably hopped a little tiny fence or something.
No, that armed guard will shoot you.
Yeah, they're armed. They got M1 Garands right there ready for you. No, they got 1913 Springfields, don't they? Yeah, they're 1913 Springfields. But, I mean, it's one of those things, when I go to Europe, I like traveling to Europe. I just like traveling. The smoking there, man. If you think smoking's bad in the U.S., no.
It's not taboo in Europe.
No, I mean, everywhere I go in Europe, you see everybody smoking. I mean, it reminds me of the 1980s America that I grew up in when I was a little guy.
Now, it's a cleaner tobacco, right?
No, I have no clue.
Because
I don't smoke, I don't smoke cigarettes, so I can't really comment.
A lot of the food in Europe is a lot cleaner than in the United States.
Yes.
Of additives and chemicals in fast foods that we have that they don't.
Yeah, I can eat, I have a chicken allergy mostly because of the antibiotics we feed chickens over in this country, but I can eat chickens in Europe because they're not allowed to feed them those said antibiotics. So I learned that while I was there. I didn't die. It was wonderful. I didn't die in Europe, guys. Aren't you happy?
And their laws are very, very strict when it comes to food and beverage. Like if I were to make wine outside of the said region, I go to jail.
Oh, yeah, and if you call it something if you were outside
If I make a champagne outside of Champagne, France, I go to jail for 10 years.
Same thing, you can't make port wine outside of Porto, Portugal, because that's where it is supposed to be made. Yeah, they have very strict rules on that. You can't even import, port wines from the U.S. because, guess what, they weren't made in port.
So all these champagnes made in California and Oregon are actually brutes because they can't be called champagnes.
Yeah, they're not technically a champagne because they did not come from the Champagne region.
Ooh la la.
Parmesan Reggiano, if it's not from the Parma region of France,
it is not Parmesan.
You go to jail.
Yeah, it is not Parmesan. You cannot bring it into our country. No, I spit on it. because I am French.
So a real quick oddity that's sports related is the Cleveland Browns announced their depth chart yesterday, and Shedeur Sanders is 4 out of 5. And today he's the starting quarterback for game 1 tomorrow.
That doesn't surprise me there, because he's the one that, if he's going to be that far on the roster, down on the depth chart, usually it's the guy that's further down that you want to see, right? I mean, I'm surprised it's kind of him, because I figured it would be Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Since you're putting Dylan Gabriel up higher, I figured you'd want to see more of what he had. But maybe Dylan Gabriel gets the second half. I have no clue. That whole organization, I have no clue. They just do what they do.
I'm not even too sure they have a clue what's going on. Myles Garrett wants to trade, so let's give him $100 billion so he'll be happy. And then all of a sudden he says, I'm winning the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, you're not, Miles. I appreciate, your gumption there, buddy, but I don't see you winning the old Super Bowl there in Cleveland ever.
They draft a quarterback 3rd round, then they go ahead and draft another one 5th round because the owner likes this kid.
And then they bring another one in.
And then they bring another one in because 5 isn't enough. Let's get 6.
Yeah, we need 6 guys in that quarterback room. I mean, like we said yesterday, they're going to have 52 guys and
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, 52 quarterbacks.
Njoku said
Myles Garrett.
So we got 51 now.
Yep, they got 51 now. So 51 guys, 51 quarterbacks, 1 tight end, 1 pass rusher. It's all you need. I mean, if you do that, you'll eventually find the quarterback you want, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the Lions in the 90s drafting wide receivers 1st overall.
Well, you're eventually going to land on one, hopefully.
They eventually found Megatron.
And, man, I feel bad for Megatron spending his whole career there. Not getting really great player, never really got anywhere because of an organization that he was in.
Let's look at the Lions historically. Arguably the greatest running back to play, Barry Sanders.
Yep, great.
Nothing.
Nope, nothing.
1 playoff win.
Yep.
Arguably the greatest wide receiver, Megatron.
Yeah, great.
0 playoff wins, absolutely nothing.
Nope. Did he? No, he didn't even go to the playoffs, did he? I don't even think they made the playoffs any of those years.
I mean, you have 2 of the greatest players in their position, offensive gurus, and you can't combine for 1 playoff win.
No. And they were almost kind of, not quite back-to-back, but there was a few years between them. But, yeah, you figured at least in that time period you'd figure something out.
They were both pushed out early from the ownership.
I would also be like, trade me or I'm just going to retire because I'm just tired of getting beat up and losing. See you guys.
Yeah. And then you got Joey Thomas, who doesn't miss a game for 15 years for the Browns and goes 1-31 in 2 of those 15.
Yeah. You got to feel bad for guys like that. You got to feel awful for them. Coming up next, we'll talk about the ESPN buying the NFL Network and Red Zone. You are tuned into the Sports Blitz, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida Golf Plus Studios. Call us 850-215-6290.
Read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of some clouds and likely thunderstorms the rest of the day with a light breeze out of the west-southwest around 7 miles per hour and look for it to be 88. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature reaching 77. Partly sunny in the morning followed by likely thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 85. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Great design is timeless, and that's why Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves offers a stunning selection of vintage, antique, estate jewelry on sale now at 40% off. Exquisite Victorian rings, Art Deco diamond brooches, Georgian and Art Deco bracelets, earrings, and pendants. These one-of-a-kind pieces add personality to any ensemble, and now at 40% off. Find your timeless treasure at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A 2-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight, it's a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. You're home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. From the Gulf Plus Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Sports Blitz, ESPN Northwest Florida, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. You can also visit the website, espnpc.com, to keep up with all things here at the studio. And ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves taking on the Brewers this evening. 6 o'clock pregame, 6:15. First pitch. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Best Way Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control. All right, so we learned, actually, hold on. We got a Facebook comment in here. We got a Facebook comment from Jack Patterson saying, good day or good midday all, and he is listening in from Panama City. Thank you, Jack, for tuning in and hanging out with us here on the Sports Blitz. So last night I learned, and we all learned, that the NFL Network and Red Zone, so the NFL Network and Red Zone are being purchased by ESPN. Now, I don't know exactly what all ESPN is paying for with this, but the NFL is getting a 10% equity stake in ESPN, and ESPN will also be picking up 3 more football games starting in the 2026 season.
And a Super Bowl in 27, I believe.
Yeah, Super Bowl. I'm kind of torn on, the Super Bowl being on a subscription channel, but because ESPN is owned by Disney, who owns ESPN and ABC, I bet we will also see the Super Bowl simultaneously broadcast on ABC. So that way it is reaching everybody out there, because I do worry about it going into, a format that is not a quote-unquote over-the-air. Like right now, all you guys listening to me on the airwaves, in the words of broadcasting, what you are listening to is what we call over-the-air, because you are picking us over the airwaves. You're not having to pay for any kind of subscription services. So I do worry about moving the Super Bowl away from over-the-air and into subscription services. Even ESPN is a subscription service, because you've got to get it through either you're going to pay for it through a streaming service, or you're paying DirecTV, Scorpion TV, one of those guys to have it. So we can look back at the NBA and the NHL, who have had their championships from time to time on a channel that is, on a cable that is not being simulcast over the air. And if you look from, say, a year before where it was over the air, numbers are always lower. You don't reach as many people, and it makes sense, because not everybody's going to pay for it, but everybody usually at least puts an antenna up, either in the house or on the roof or something like that, so they can get the over-the-air waves. And the NFL is smart. The NFL knows how to, get itself out there. I'm sure they'll have it on ABC as well.
The advantage the NFL has over every other sport is it's one game.
True.
It's one game per week during the regular season and playoffs. It's one game to determine the champion. All these other leagues are a series of 7.
Yes.
So one game, win or die, go home, means a little bit more. And the NFL has always driven the market for all of sports. Well,
at least since the 90s.
Yeah.
at least since, really when baseball had their strike and they missed most of that season, that's when baseball lost the mantle of the most watched sport in the country, and it was handed to football. Football has not looked back at all.
No, so people will tune in to a paid subscription for one event. They'll tune in for WrestleMania. They'll tune in for UFC fight. They'll tune in for the one event, and they'll make an event out of it. They will not pay subscriptions for a series.
And well, yeah,
or as many.
It takes longer, but I mean, if you're going to go ahead and pay for that month you're going to have to pay for the month. You just can't pay for the one day. And the NBA and the NHL are just June, so it's only 1 month, so you're still going to have the same cost.
And ESPN's putting together a different digital package now, so maybe they have a one-day rate of X amount of dollars.
That's right. ESPN is doing a newer stream service, so there will still be ESPN Plus out there, which I do use. But if you look at ESPN Plus, it does not actually cover ESPN, ESPN2, or any of those that are on TV channels. You still have to have a subscription service to somebody out there that is bringing you either through a stream or through cable or through satellite those channels. But now ESPN is having a direct-to-consumer streaming service that they say will start sometime this fall for $29.99, and it will have your ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN college, or all of those things that they got out there. So again, making it a little bit easier, so that way at least you don't have to have another thing that you're having to subscribe to, because let's face it, nowadays, how many things are we all subscribed to?
The one big win for ESPN is they own the Red Zone brand now. So now they can call up MLB and be like, hey, let's do a highlight package. Let's do a Red Zone for MLB. They can call up NHL. They can call up college football and be like, we have the blueprint. We own the blueprint now. Let's put your sport in a Red Zone package where I get to just watch highlights all day.
And MLB already has something similar to that, though, that's on Thursday and Saturday nights, where they have where it's very similar looking to Red Zone, where they have the 4 screens up with, 14 games going at a time. Well, when one game gets kind of something, interesting going on, they'll bring that one to the front. So Major League Baseball already has something kind of similar to that running right now. And with Major League Baseball and the ESPN having a tit for tat with each other right now, I'm not even really sure ESPN's going to be having baseball post this season.
I thought they were going through divorce court or divorce counseling right now.
They are. That's why I don't really think we'll see Major League Baseball with on ESPN TV side.
They're trying to rehash that relationship. At least I'm hoping they're rehashing that relationship. I really hope they bring back baseball tonight every night like back in the day.
I would love that. I don't see any of those shows ever happening again because of, podcasting, because of YouTube, because of things like that. It's so much cheaper of a format to just have those nightly shows put out on a stream service that I don't think we'll see those again. I'd love to see them again. Don't get me wrong. I think that would be great, because I used to love watching, Hockey Tonight on ESPN, every night, 10 o'clock, half hour, I always tuned in. Now, the NHL Network does have their own show, but doesn't reach as nearly as many people.
No, I didn't even realize there was an NHL Network.
Yeah, all leagues got a network. The NHL does have a network. I'm familiar with it mostly because I watch a lot of hockey, probably too much of it, but it is out there. So let's just look real quick what it would cost us if we wanted to watch every single NFL game this season.
Yeah.
So
$45.08 with Scorpion TV.
Right. Well, I mean, and you got to get it monthly. So
That's starting to sound like a really good deal, man.
It does.
So I just going out, picking up some base numbers, looking at everything out there. So a TV subscription, I just went to a more prominent streaming service out there and looked at their numbers. It's $82.99 a month. You got 5 months that you're going to have to pay for that, because you're going to pay for September, October, November, December. And just remember, there's games in January. It's only 1 week of games in January. But if you want to watch those 1 week of games, you got to pay for the whole month. So that is 5 months.
Is this the one that has the Red Zone?
Yeah, you'll get Red Zone, you'll get NFL Network,
NFL
you'll
package.
get ESPN, you'll get
Sunday
all
Ticket
those
is
things.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Is this one that,
you have to pay for this if you want Sunday Ticket, because
But
Sunday
it's the
Ticket
only-
is also a separate.
it's the only streaming service that offers Sunday Ticket.
Yes, it is. Not using their name because they're not a sponsor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're not giving me money. I don't say their name, but
It's
you
a little
can
red
go,
play symbol.
Yep, you can go out there. You can go out there and find it though. So yeah, that is $82.99 for 5 months. So that 5 month period, that is $414.95. But now I want to watch every single Sunday game. Not every Sunday game, but I want to watch all the noon games. I want to watch all the 3 o'clock games. So I got to pay for Sunday Ticket because I don't want to watch just my local games.
My team's in Green Bay. I want to watch every Packer game.
Right. So you're going to get Sunday Ticket, right? Sunday Ticket this year on top of your monthly subscription, $480.
Oh, man.
Wow, that bar tab's more cheaper now.
$480. And we're still not going to be able to get every game with that. No. You know why? Because guess what happens on Thursday night? It's not on any of these packages, so you have another subscription service that you need to go give money to for $14.99 a month. And that is also for 5 months. So that is $74.95. And guess what, guys?
Still not enough.
We're still not done. There's still one more streaming service you
Got
got
an
to pay
Apple
for.
Plus yet? Are we?
No,
We're not an Apple.
No. We got one more because there are the Christmas. It's only one more because it's the Christmas Day game. So it's 2 days on Christmas. So you only got to get it for 1 month at least. But still, you have to get another streaming service for 1 month to be able to watch 2 of the 3 Christmas games, and that'll cost you $7.99 just that one time. So let's add it all together. Let's get it going. So we got a TV subscription for 5 months, $414.95. We're going to pay for Sunday Ticket so we can watch the games that are at noon and 3 o'clock. That is $480. We got another subscription service so we can watch the Thursday night games. $74.95 for those 5 months. And then we have to get one service for 1 day, but we got to pay for it for the whole month. $7.99.
Might as well watch Happy Gilmore 2 while you're watching that service, though.
That is a grand total of $977.89. You are going to spend $1,000 over a 5 month period to watch every single NFL game. That's $200 a month to watch every single NFL game.
Oh, what's the problem? I don't see the problem.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got this tree out in my yard, and it has money all over it. It's great. It's called a money tree. Everybody needs to have their own money tree.
And that's the one the goats love to eat the most, right?
That's the one that you got to put a whole bunch of fences around to keep the goat and the deer and all the birds off of it, because that's my money tree. Get off my money tree.
Same way you grow weed.
Yeah, basically, that way the cops can't see it and everything like that.
Oh, I'm great at growing dandelions. Look at my front yard.
$977.89, guys. That's
redonk.
That's crazy.
That's a mortgage
man.
payment.
Yes, that's a full mortgage. That's a mortgage payment. That is kind of. That's an absurdity to me, almost. That's a price that it's...
I'm offended.
Like looking at it, it's like, really? I got to pay that much if I want to watch every single game? And you're not guaranteed every single game either because of blackout restrictions. They can still say, oh, we're going to black you out of this game. No, I'm giving you money. I'm giving you $200 a month to not be blacked out.
And we don't like half the commentators that are talking about this game that we're paying so much money to watch.
True fact, too. And you don't have any local commentators. It's just crews traveling around. So not even the crews get to learn all the guys and be like, last week he looked like this and he did that. No, because you were doing a Jets game last week and there's no Jets in this game.
Which is why the commentator always goes, here's a guy.
Yeah, here's a guy. And that's what it is. So if you are interested in getting all of the NFL games, guys, be made of money or get one of my money trees. You can call me 850-215-6290, and I'll sell you a money tree even.
Or $45.08 a month for those 6 months.
Yeah.
And you got all the games.
ESPN TV. ESPN NW for the promo code as well, guys. But man, I just looking at that, I thought, simply watching the NHL was expensive, but I can get almost every single NHL game by just paying for ESPN Plus, and that is, I think I'm paying around $100 a year for it, which I still find high. But because I do watch basically as many NHL games as possible, I find it worth it. But
I'm wondering,
and I get way more games.
I'm wondering if Sunday Ticket's moving into the ESPN new platform.
So you're saying that you're going to have to subscribe to the...
or you get Sunday Ticket with the new ESPN whatever.
Oh, no, they're not going to give it to you. Don't worry about that. They're going to charge you because they know the NFL will make money.
Yeah, but they're going to raise the price of the whole package.
See, I think they're going to keep the package at at their standard price, but then they're going to have, like everything else out there, they're going to have like a little buffet of more stuff you can add to it to make it even more expensive. Because the Sunday Ticket's not going to go away.
No.
It might go over to the ESPN stream service. I doubt it, but it might.
I don't know how long the contract...
It might.
I don't know how long their current contract lasts with whoever they're with.
Yeah, and we can go look that up later. But
you can go look that up.
Yeah, that is true. It's one of those that that is just a crazy, absurd amount of money to spend to watch a sport that I figured should be kind of easy to find.
Not only that, and my food bill's getting higher, my rent's getting higher, my car insurance is getting higher. The gas pumps went up 10 cents while I was standing there today.
Isn't that amazing?
I watched the guy with the remote control going up 10 more cents. I'm like,
oh, no.
Wait, let me start. No, not yet.
Luckily, I was just pulled in to avoid the rain because I had a little flat tire.
Ooh, did you get that fixed?
Yeah.
Good.
I got an air pump in my car with me wherever I go, so you plug that to cigarette.
I do too. I got one of those because I got a tire that has a little bit of a leak to it, so I got to do that.
Question: how has what you talked about, all these different services, all these prices, everything being so scattered, you got to go all these places to watch your teams, how has that affected the fans? I feel like I'm not quite the fan I used to be because it takes more effort on my end to follow the teams I want to watch.
I mean, even more than fans, even players themselves. Like, I have seen players taking a picture of the screen, like, hey, watching a football game. And if you look at that screen, they're not watching that football game on any of these formats. They're watching the football games on, how do I want to say this? The high seas, matey. Arr. They're going out and doing that kind of an activity to watch it.
With Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. So I think you're driving fans out to do that. There's not a whole lot of fans that can just every month go, oh, here's just $200 so I can watch football. But people still want to watch football, so they're going to find that way to watch football.
What's really funny is ESPN made this deal to combat all of the fans and Americans that are cutting the cord from the cable company.
Yeah.
And yet they're pushing the boundaries even higher to cut the cord and go find things that they don't want you to find.
Yeah, they don't want you to watch it that way. They want you to really, really watch it this way. But it's $200, guys. We want you to watch it. Give us $200. So is it affecting the fans? Yes, it is absolutely affecting the fans. But the fans are still watching. They're just finding creative ways to watch the games that they want to watch. Because let's face it, we all love watching football. We're all here right now because we love sports. We're all listening out there right now because we love sports. So if you love sports that much, you are going to find a way to feed your habit. Yeah. Trust me, we've all been there.
Dial 850-215-6290 for the support group of We Need to Watch Sports.
I was staying at a hotel, and I don't have cable at home. I have it all on internet or Roku or something. Same. And it was so refreshing to turn on the TV and just be able to scroll channels. It's like, oh, there's a game on. It's not a game. I would go through the trouble of watching on demand or logging into something. I'm just scrolling channels. There's something on. Let me do it. Easy peasy. I mean, otherwise, when you get online, it takes me 20 minutes just to figure out what I want to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to go
10 minutes to find that thing you figured out you wanted to watch.
And then if your internet has a little burp to it, you got to reset the whole thing and figure out where you were and start watching again. Or you get back into a live sporting event and you've missed the last 3 minutes and you're going, wait, it's 6-2 now. It was 3-2. What did I miss in 2 minutes? Yeah, no, it's get rid of blackouts and let's find a way that we can make it a little bit more affordable, a little more equitable for all of us to get out there and enjoy our sports. Coming up next are $2 bets and this day in history. You're listening to the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
We're leaving early, and there's an old lady walking with her husband. This kid comes up and starts picking with her, got in her face, and then pushed her. So I went right up to him, and I said, oh, you were like picking on old ladies, huh? Yeah. Why are you leaving? It's 5.5 minutes left. Nick Saban says you are the type of fans that he doesn't want. That's right.
Were you more mad about the old lady or about them leaving the game early?
Both.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mom and Dad, another school year will soon be here. Students have been dressing in style and comfort for over 50 years shopping that boot store with the widest selections and lowest prices on brand name clothing, boots, and shoes with the friendliest staff. Why shop anyplace else? That boot store, open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30, next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store, where God is good all the time.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A two-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight, it's a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. You're home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Live and local in the Gulf Plus studio. The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yes!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz is on the air, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app, take us with you everywhere you go, and visit the website, espnpc.com. And you can rely on ESPN Northwest Florida for all of your weather updates. For accurate forecast and active weather updates, listen to Joanna right here, ESPN Northwest Florida. Big thanks to the sponsors, Mid-South Lumber, Ellis Agency Insurance, and Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Couple of afternoon baseball games running on right now. The Baltimore Orioles taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Orioles have the lead at the end of the fourth inning, 4-0 over the Phillies. Giants taking on the Pirates. It is a Wednesday, so what does that mean, Chef Ross?
The Pirates are going to win.
The Pirates are tied with the Giants currently 1-1 in the top of the 5th. Top of the 3rd, the Guardians and the Mets playing in Flushings, New York. The Guardians have a 1-run lead over the Metropolitans, and the Twins taking on the Tigers. The Twins have 3 runs. The Tigers have 1 run. This game is in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That'll roll us into our $2 bets today. Well, yesterday, no wins. No, I did have a win. I did have a win yesterday, Ross. I did. The Red Sox won over the Royals. The Blue Jays beat the Rockies. The Mariners won over the White Sox. So my $2 bet there got me $5.60.
Cha-ching.
Now, however, I did miss on the Braves.
But I didn't.
With the plus 1.5 because the Braves lost by 5. But I did get the hit for Harris. I did have the over 7.5, and I did have Terang for the half a hit. Now, here's the one. Here's the one that you really don't want to hear.
My Brewer bet. I got what's the other one? This is the one I want. So the Brewers won, and they covered the 7.5. So I got a nice little check of $3.10 on my account.
Let's see. For the Phillies-Orioles game, or for the Phillies game last night, I had Tion Walker for over 4.5 Ks. He did not get there. I missed on the over-under. I said over 9.5. It did not get there. And I said Schwarber would get a home run. Schwarber did not get a home run. The only thing I got right out of that one is the Phillies did win. So really not a great day for me yesterday, but I did.
Trey Turner got a hit. Shohei Ohtani got a hit. And here I am waiting on this game in Coors Field for Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Let's go, Vlad.
All of a sudden, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets a 3-run home run, and Ross gets another check for $2.48.
Boom! Big win! Big win! Big win!
So I doubled my money last night.
All right, so what do I got on the evening? So my first bet, I will go with the Blue Jays to win over the Rockies. I'll take the under at 11.5 because 11.5 just, I don't see 12 runs. That's just a little bit too high for my taste. I got Guzman with over 5.5 strikeouts, and I'll take Bichette for over half a hit. That's a $2 bet. If it hits, $8.
All right, my first bet. I love these parlays. I've been kind of good on them lately, so I'm going to keep it going. Bobby Witt Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., and J-Rod, all to get a hit. That $2 pays out $5.10.
Ching! Brewers plus 1.5 against the Braves tonight. I will take the Brewers and the 1.5 runs. I will take the over at 8.5 runs. I'll take Quintana for over 3.5 strikeouts for the Brewers, and I'll take Olsen for over half a hit. That $2 bet would be 17 American dollars if it lands.
I've just got the Brewers straight up in the money line for $4.20.
Boom. My last one of the evening. Dodgers to win over the Cards, Mariners to win over the White Sox, and the Blue Jays to win over the Rockies. That is a $2 bet. That would get me $5.62 if I am correct.
And it's Wednesday, so I got to throw $2 on the Pittsburgh Wednesday Pirates to win on Wednesday. And I got that in a live bet, and it pays out $4.30.
All right, let's roll on into this day in history. It is Wednesday, August the 6th, 2025. Happy Wednesday out there to everyone. And on this day, 1966, Muhammad Ali knocks out Brian London in the 3rd round to retain his world heavyweight title. This day, 1984, American athlete Carl Lewis wins the long jump at 8.54 meters, his second of 4 gold medals at the Los Angeles Olympics.
So let's back this up a little bit.
Backing up.
I should be smarter than this, but when did Cassius Clay become Muhammad Ali?
Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali before his vacating the world title when he did the whole, I'm not going to go to Vietnam because I am a conscientious objector. That would have been 65, 64.
Okay, so this would have been like Ali's first win as Muhammad Ali, or first big win.
One of the bigger ones in that time period, yeah. Yeah, because it was after, because he was still Cassius Clay at the Rome Olympics, which would have been 1960. So that would have been somewhere in that time period, right in there. We'll try and do some math. Moving on, 1991, Debbie Doom of the U.S. pitches her second consecutive perfect game in women's softball at the Pan American Games. Doom threw a perfect game at the Netherlands Antilles in the opener, and the match performance against Niagara was a 8-0 win. This day, 1992, Carl Lewis leads the U.S. sweep in the long jump in the Olympics with a mark of 28 feet, 5.5 inches on his first attempt. Mike Powell takes the silver and Joe Green the bronze. Kevin Young demolishes one of the track's oldest records at the time with 46.78 seconds in the 400 hurdles. Bruce Bachner becomes the first American wrestler to win medals in 3 straight Olympics, taking gold in the 286-pound freestyle division.
That's a big guy.
That is a big old wrestling match right there, because you got to imagine the other guy wrestling him also over 286 pounds.
No, that's the weight class is the maximum you can weigh.
What, max weight?
Yeah.
That's still a big dude.
I mean, still 286 is not a tiny man, but
still big dude.
And you get certain amount of poundage per event. So, like, if it's a 3-day event, you get a pound per day, so you can actually eat something and not have to worry about starving yourself.
That's a nice deal. I like that idea. This day, 1994, Jeff Gordon wins the Brickyard 400, the first stock car race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This day, 1999, Tony Gwynn goes 4 for 5, singling in his first at-bat to become the 22nd Major League player to reach 3,000 hits. The Padres beat the Montreal Expos 12-10. 2006, Tiger Woods, at the age of 30, becomes the youngest player to compile 50 PGA Tour wins with a 3-stroke victory over Jim Furyk at the Buick Open. In this day, 2015, Ryan Lochte becomes the first man to win the 200-meter individual medley 4 consecutive times at the World Swimming Championship. Lochte comes home strong on the freestyle lap and touches first at 1 minute 55.81 seconds in Kazan, Russia. Well, that is this day in history, everybody. Hopefully we get some history made tonight.
My favorite Tony Gwynn stat is he can go 3 for his next 3,800 at-bats and still have a 300 batting average.
That's crazy. We will, unless we start seeing some major changes in baseball, we're not going to see a Tony Gwynn type guy again, because it's not what we're teaching anymore. It's not basically what we want anymore.
And we're not going to see a Cal Ripken kind of guy either.
No, you're going to see guys getting days off, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, the days off thing, but like hitting for average, showing up every day, playing defense. You don't see that.
You're not, and you won't, because it's just a different game, different day nowadays.
You won't see a Greg Maddux who had the ability to throw 95, 96, but decided to throw 90, 92 and paint that corner.
Yeah, like we've said before, we don't have pitchers anymore. We have throwers.
Yeah.
Just get up there, reach back, and get to 98. That's what we're looking for now. It doesn't matter where it comes across the plate, just as long as it comes across the plate at 98. That's what we're worried about now. Velocity.
Why wouldn't Greg Maddux type pitcher be successful now? Why would?
Well, right now we have the K zone, so the majority of the on the blacks for Greg Maddux were off the plate.
Mm-hmm. Because if you look at it back when Maddux was in his prime, umpires each kind of had their own strike zone. Yeah. So Maddux knew the umpires and knew where he could stretch those strike zones, versus back, I want to say it was like in the year 2000, 2001, when Major League Baseball came to the umpires and said, look, we're going to standardize the strike zone. Every umpire needs to have this set strike zone.
We're also not teaching these kids to pitch. We're teaching these kids to throw.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's a world of a difference between pitching and throwing.
Major.
I've thought about this whole strike zone thing, and quickly, at first I was like, let's get a real official strike zone. And then a lot of people are like, hey, we like the strike zone to be able to be adjusted for, like, Greg Maddux, for example. I bet we could have an algorithm that will adjust that strike zone. If the pitcher is showing really good control and starts painting the corners, that algorithm could give him that strike.
I mean, we absolutely could do that nowadays, because, with like the Statman, track system that we have nowadays, you can literally know where they're in, out, how many rotations the ball had before it got to the plate, how much dropped, how much moved left, right. Yeah. You can do all those things nowadays. If you wanted to just add like a little AI algorithm to it, I don't see why you couldn't do it.
My argument against automated strike zones is the umpire's right like 97% of the time. Those 3% really don't matter at the end, really don't cost a game.
And with next year when we have the review system, there'll be at least 2 or 3 every game that get overturned. You have been listening to the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. For Chef Ross, for Bone Crusher, I'm James Fife. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN